Hey guys, RMA Arms here. Today we're checking out something pretty cool. The Canik, or Canik, however you say it, TP9SFX. So this is a 9mm competition, ready to go out of the box 9mm that we are really excited about shooting. We got over 440 rounds that we're gonna put through it today, put it through its paces, and let you guys know what we think. First things first, let's kind of safety check this thing. So, all right, no round in the chamber, no round in the magazine. We should be good to go. So, this is a 5.25 inch barrel. It weighs 1.83 pounds. It comes with a bunch of cool stuff that I'm going to show you here in a second. And we bought this at our local gun store for $479.99, which to me, that's a very well priced gun for everything you get. I'll kind of show you that here in a second. Okay, so here's the box that it comes in, and you get a lot of goodies. This is a really nice setup. First off, you get a holster, which is very nice because Caniks are not the most popular gun in the world. So it comes with this adjustable competition-inspired holster that you can kind of rotate or put on your belt. It worked well. I mean, it's not the nicest holster in the world. These edges were a little bit rough, but I'm not going to complain because it's really nice that they included it. And as you can see here, it holds it in there pretty well. Hopefully you can kind of see that. So a nice little holster that it comes with. It comes with a speed loader, which is nice. And it comes with 2 magazines. These things stick out of the gun because they hold a lot of bang bangs, okay? They are 20 round magazines, 18 plus 2 on the side here. They're Metgar mags. I like this little flat black that they kind of put on here. Not super high glossy, I guess. Really high quality mags, had no problems with these. Here's a side note. I ordered an extra one this was labeled for the regular TP series. They're both say TP series, so if you already have a TP9 SA or SF magazine, it should work just fine. I haven't actually shot through this magazine yet, but I'm planning on doing it today. I mean, they look identical. They're the same shape. So if you have extra mags for your other Caniks, should work fine. It comes with a bunch of things in here for the slide release that you can change sizes. It comes with a small, medium, and large. It's pretty cool. It comes with 4 base plates for, as you can probably see, the rear of the gun is replaceable, so you can put on 4 micro red dots. I should say there's more than 4 brands that'll fit these, but it comes with 4 plates to fit the most popular brands. Trigger lock, holster, little safety thing, and then 2 back straps. Okay, so that is everything it comes with, which to me is pretty stinking cool. It's got all this stuff with it. So obviously this was designed with competition in mind. You can probably tell that just by looking at it. So that is one of the reasons that you would buy this. If you were looking at a budget competition gun, this thing would be awesome. And then also for recreational or fun shooting, you know, just to have fun. I took this out to the range the other day and it is a blast. With the reliability that we saw, it could be used as a home defense gun. I might want to change out the sights for night sights just in case, but might be a really good home defense gun because you have that extended capacity. You only have to take 1 mag with you if you hear a bump in the night. This gun is not for concealed carry, okay? I tried to carry this thing and it looked like I was smuggling an AR with a scope in my pants. So, not designed for concealed carry, obviously. This is just kind of a joke. When I saw this gun in the case, I was like, wow, that is a cool looking gun. Let me see it. Wow, that gun feels awesome. My next question was, is this thing gonna be reliable? That's one of the biggest things that we had a question here at RMA Arms. So here's what we did. We put 440 rounds through this gun. I cleaned it as soon as I bought it. And then also, after the first 100 rounds that I put through it, I cleaned it again. We had 1 failure. And it was with the cheapest steel ammo that we had. It was $9.99. It was some Max Tech steel cased ammo. I got it on sale, and that was the only ammo that we had a problem with. Okay, you'll kind of see a picture here in the video. Everything else that we fed this gun, it worked fine with, but maybe it's the gun's fault. I don't know. Probably a little bit of both, because this was about 400 rounds in. The gun was getting pretty dirty at that point, so that might have something to do with it. So, you know, I'm not getting paid by Canik or Canik, whatever you say it, to promote this gun. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I think it's a reliable gun if you keep it clean and put the right ammo in it. Here's one thing that's kind of a downside. I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera, but it's getting some wear on the barrel here and then also at the front of the barrel right up there, okay, right here. So to me, it's wearing a little bit quicker than I thought it would. The first 100 rounds, it pretty much did that. Now it's kind of stayed the same. The Cerakote on the slide, this tungsten gray is what they call it. I think it looks great for one. It's held up very well so far, but the coating on the barrel just doesn't look like it's as good as it could be. Like I said, it's just wearing pretty quick. So one thing that I've seen people complaining about with the Caniks is the ejection, that it's not very strong. For us, the ejection was fine. Even when it was getting dirty, it was ejecting the shells just as good as any other gun I've seen. So also, one other thing real quick, we put so many different types of ammo through it. HSTs, we fed SIG hollow points, full metal jackets, leadless ones, and it took everything. So like I said, just that one steel cased shell kind of gave us some trouble. All right, let's talk about ergonomics. There's a lot to talk about here because there's some really cool features of this gun. First thing we'll start off with is the extended magazine release right here on the side of the gun. As you can see, it sticks out pretty far. What's crazy is this is the small option. There is 3 options that come with it, but really you have 4 options because you can run it without this extension on here. It's just a flat metal magazine release, okay? This is the small option. It still sticks out that far. It works great. The only reason why I put the small one on there is so I didn't accidentally hit it. And as you can see, it's still very easy to get to. Magazines drop free and fast. They really good job on that. So that's pretty cool. Also, the magazine release is reversible for you lefties, which is cool. The slide release or slide stop is extended a little bit so you can get a good grab of that thing. It is not ambidextrous. There's not one on this side, but I love it. It's just so big. It's so easy to hit in a good way for me. So that I love. It has, like I said, 2 interchangeable back straps. You just punch that pin out, and then it was a little bit difficult, honestly, to get this back strap out because they're so tight. I did put the bigger one on there just to feel it, and it kind of sticks out a little bit more, kind of feels more like a Glock 26 or something with a little bit extra of a hump here. I didn't like it, so I put the smaller one back on. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt to change out, but it is cool that they give you that feature, that option. The texturing on the front, the sides, and the back is okay. It's not bad, and it's not great. It's just good. This kind of gives you some good traction here on the sides. This is decent in the back. I wish it was a little bit more aggressive on the front. It is cool that they did the sides here too for those thumbs or whatever you got up there for more texture. Like I said, it could be better, but it's not the worst in the world, that's for sure. They did an adequate job there. Biggest oversight, biggest problem that I see with the TP9SFX is that when you remove that back plate, you also lose that rear sight, okay? So I don't know why. I just think that having both is always a good idea, kind of Murphy's Law. You know, whatever could go wrong probably will. So I would like to have iron sights and a red dot. I know that the micro red dots these days are pretty reliable, but for me, I just like having both. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it doesn't matter to you, but for me, I wish they had both, but hey, nobody's perfect, no big deal. On ergonomics, the trigger guard is fantastic. 2 reasons. One is the size, because you guys that like to shoot with gloves, you'll notice that it's very large. Okay, it's a very large trigger guard for big fingers or whatever you got. Number 2, the shape. The shape is nice and squared off, which I hate rounded trigger guards especially for like a competition gun, because this flat, you can pop it right up against something. As you'll see in our video, we put it up against a little door that we had set up as a wall, and it fits great there kind of to stabilize it. Also, the undercut on the trigger guard here is great, so you can get a good high purchase on the gun. That is fantastic, so good job all around here. All right, let's take down the gun real quick, and I'll show you some 2 other cool features of the ergonomics. So let's make sure it's safety check, pull the trigger, push these 2 pins down on both sides, pull down those pins, and just slide the slide right off. Okay, pretty simple, just like most polymer striker fired guns. Here's the internals. As you'll notice, I kind of over lubed it. Whoops, my bad. Here's how it breaks down. You take out the guide rod, then you can take out the barrel very simply. This is not rocket science. This is very simple to do, and then bam, you are pretty much field stripped. You can take care of anything you need. See, you can kind of see some of the wear on that barrel like I was talking about. 2 features that I love. One is the polished feed ramp on the barrel. Very nice for increased reliability, increased feeding. Gets dirty quick, but I like that they took the time to polish that. Also, some people hate how Glock Gen 3s have a polymer or plastic guide rod. These have metal guide rods, which is nice. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world, but it is nice. Let's put it back together real quick. So barrel just slides right back in. Then you take the rounded side, that goes into the slide, and the flat side sits on the barrel just like that. And then you line up the guide rails, pull it back, should be good to go. Check for function. All right, cool. So that will take us to trigger next. These are awesome on the SFX. You've got to feel one. Out of the box, it's my favorite trigger I've ever felt. I have Glocks, I have MMPs, I've got a lot of different stuff, and this is my favorite trigger that I felt stock. Okay, so safety check it and pull that trigger. So this is all just, it's just play in the trigger, and then you get to where you kind of feel it with some tension, and then I believe it's 4 to 3.5 pounds of pressure. It might be 4.5, I'm not sure, but bam, let's go. And then this is sick. Watch this. So let me take the mag out. Bam, that's the reset. Look how short that reset is. That is awesome. I love the trigger on this thing. You've got to feel one. I had 5 different people shoot this gun with me. All 5 raved about the trigger. So good job, Canik. A+. So one of the key features of this gun is probably something that a lot of people are going to be interested in. It's the sights, okay? What they put on here is really cool because these are aftermarket, high quality, Warren tactical sights. On most guns, they'd be aftermarket. It's really cool that they come from the factory like that. And it's a fiber optic front sight, blacked out rear, as you will see from us shooting it. The only gripe that I have with the sights were that this isn't a huge deal, but they were slightly off. I was shooting slightly to the left when I first picked up the Canik, and I thought it was just me, but then everybody that shot it was the same way. What's cool though is that even if you don't like these, it's got a very universal cut in the slide, so you can put tons of different options on here, which is really nice. I'm glad they did that. Accuracy with the TP9SFX from our shooting was great. It's got a nice long barrel, nice long sight radius, great trigger. That is the recipe for very good tight groups and a lot of fun. They did a great job, like I said. I mean, I'm no world-class shooter, but for me, it was very easy to, it's almost like I couldn't miss with this. I don't know if it was the sight radius, I don't know if it was the barrel. Great job, match quality barrel is what they say on their website, match grade barrel, and can't argue with that. I loved it. I thought it was very good. This is one thing worth mentioning. If you own a Glock, I just use Glock because I know they're very popular. If you own a Glock or an MMP or whatever, there's a million options out there to customize them because there's so many of them sold, so many aftermarket companies, things like that. That is one thing that you're not gonna find with the Canik. If you're really big into customization, this may not be the gun for you. And I say that because it's gonna be harder to find a holster. And when I was trying to find these magazines, the Canik magazines, I called everywhere I could around locally. Nobody had them. They almost laughed at me when I asked about them. So I had to order it online. It's no big deal, and I'm sure you can order whatever you need to online. But it is nice how if you have a Glock or something, there's parts everywhere. Okay, every gun store carries parts for a Glock pretty much. So that is one thing to think about. Things aren't going to be quite as easy to find for the Canik. There's not going to be as many options out there, but you got to decide how big of a detractor that is for you. All right, so what are our overall impressions of the Canik TP9SFX? Okay, like I said, we're not getting paid by anybody. This is straight out of the horse's mouth. This is just what I think of this Canik TP9SFX. Yours might be different. Every company makes good, good examples and bad examples, lemons, all that stuff. So your mileage may vary. But if you're looking for a budget competition gun, I don't see how you can get anything better than this, in my opinion. If you're looking for a budget, fun range gun, something different, something to shoot, some, I don't know, whatever. If you're just getting into the 3-gun competition market, I would seriously take a long look at the TP9SFX because it has so many features at such a great price. Like I said before, $480 for all these features is awesome. So to me, that's a really low amount of money for a high value gun. And like I said, 440 rounds. Yes, I need to keep testing it to see if it gets more reliable or less reliable. Maybe I'll have more failures in the future, but from what I have seen through this thing, I feel very confident with its reliability. This is a fun gun, and I recommend that you get behind it, pull the trigger a few times, get some range time with this bad boy. You might fall in love like I did. So that is it for the Canik TP9SFX review. This is RMA Arms. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and turn on those notifications on the videos. Hey, leave a comment of what you think of your example of your Canik or TP9SFX if you have one. Also, if you have a suggestion for the next gun that we should review, we'd love to hear that. But thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you at the next video.